Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we made it to the Temple of Mythal. We learned how Corypheus is able to survive death. He can jump to other tainted creatures, both Darkspawn and Grey Warden alike. Very similar to an Archdemon ability. It is very interesting, but now we have to complete a ritual to open the door to the Temple of Mythal proper. Yeah, I believe we just have to light these up. A very simple one to get us started.
Well done. Let us see what awaits.
Indeed. Although we should properly investigate the vestibule first. I mean, we're here, we might as well. Ooh, thank you, don't mind if I do. A yoink. Yeah, a statue of Fenharel, very odd. The rebel god. The Dalish use Haralan to mean traitor to one's kin, but the word does not appear in any elven text before the Towers Age. The ancient root word is related to Haralen, or opposition, and Helathen, or noble struggle. The Dalish called Fenharel a god of deception, but I posit a far more accurate translation would be god of rebellion. What he rebelled against is a story lost in time. In Dalish legends, Fenharel seals away the other deities out of love of trickery. If we understood more ancient Elven, we might find earlier versions of the Dreadwolf story give him a more nuanced motivation beyond spite. From A Treaty on the Pagan and Heretical Customs of the Elven by Senalen Tavernia of the University of Orlais, commissioned by Empress Celine.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong?
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fenharel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fenharel in Mythal's greater sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
My clan set statues of the Dread Wolf outside our camp. They're meant to frighten harmful spirits.
Perhaps. I thought the ancient elves above quaint superstitions.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
No.
We can send for historians once peace is brought to this forest.
The inhabitants of this temple may not appreciate guests.
I mean, that is fair, but let's not waste our time arguing when people are dying outside. I mean, Morrigan does have a good point. You know, this would be a rather odd thing to see. I mean, Aenor would have no explanation for why the statue would be here. And it's a big statue at that, and it's in the vestibule. You know, it is odd. But if Solus doesn't have, you know, any definitive answers...
The Temple of Mythal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land. They believed Mythal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment, after they proved their worth.
Silence has reigned here for time beyond memory.
And here we come to disturb it. It is rather unfortunate. I don't think Aenor takes any pleasure in being here. I mean, it is interesting, and she's learning about the history of her people and all of that, and it is exciting, but it's a place of worship. It's a place of reverence, and we're here with blades. Like, it does seem a bit disrespectful. Oh, I love these pictures. I love them so much.
Hold them off!
Okay. Got up. And then we do a spinny spin. Back. Well, good stuff. Who next? You next, methinks. Woo! Nice. And you. Wrap him. Die. Running speed.
Come on, we might catch them.
Hold a moment. While they rush ahead, this leads to our true destination. We should walk the Petitioner's path as before.
An army fights and dies for us. The longer we tarry, the more soldiers we lose outside. Let's jump down and be done with this place.
In this case, I must agree with the witch. This is ancient ground, deserving of our respect.
You see the urgency? We cannot find the Well of Sorrows unprepared.
Ooh, it does kind of sound like she wants the well, but again, this is not the time for like, oh, you want the well, what the fuck is your problem? Like, no, like, do you think this will actually get us where we need to go?
We don't know what's behind those doors. They might have a reason for going another way.
Had they the option, they would have proceeded. That must lead to their goal.
Their goal? Or yours?
There is a danger to the natural order. Legends walked Thedas once, things of might and wonder. Their passing has left us all the lesser. Corypheus would squander the ancient power of the well. I would have it restored.
Yeah, you're wording this in a very romantic way.
I wasn't expecting your answer to be so romantic.
Trust me, your surprise is matched only by my own. Mankind blunders through the world, crushing what it does not understand. Elves, dragons, magic. The list is endless. We must stem the tide, or be left with nothing more than the mundane. This I know to be true. I read more in the first chamber than I revealed. It said a great boon is given to those who use the Well of Sorrows, but at a terrible price.
Care to explain?
What exactly did that altar say about the Well of Sorrows?
Like most elven writing, it was insufferably vague. The term I deciphered was Halam Shivanas, the sweet sacrifice of duty. It implies the loss of something personal for duty's sake, yet for those who served at this temple, a worthwhile trade.
Why not tell me this before?
Did you not trust me enough to tell me about this price when you read it?
I hoped to find more information. If I intended to cheat you, I would have feigned ignorance entirely. My priority is your cause, but if the opportunity arises to save this well, I am willing to pay the cost.
And gain what?
That is what we must discover. The rituals may point the way.
Oh, I was saying
Will you
before,
abandon
it is...
these rituals, Inquisitor? Think carefully. There is no return once we leap after the Templars.
Dude, I'm trying to find where we came from. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the stairs down, because we left loot behind. Leave me be. All I want to find is the loot. Okay, there we go. There we go. I literally said that, you know, Aenor feels rather guilty that, you know, we've come here swords bared at this place of worship. Oh, Here's the thing, Cassandra makes a good point. There are men and women dying for us as we speak. And doing these rituals will take some time. But at the same time, I don't think Aenor can bear to... This place is deserving of respect. I've said this before, Aenor wants to make a new, brighter future for the Dalish. She doesn't understand why so many Dalish obsess over the past. That doesn't mean that she's like, oh, forget everything. Like, oh, who cares about the past? Let's leave it in the dust. Like, no, if there is stuff to be learned, let's learn from it. But let's not turn it into an obsession. Let's not become like, there is only the ancient elves. There is no future but the ancient elves. Like, no, that's dumb. Leave what we... Like, if we can't learn from it, and it serves no purpose... Like, if it, how do I put, like, when I say it serves no purpose, like, a bit of broken pottery, like, no, you can look at it, it's pretty, like, maybe we could learn something about the art style, things like that. I'm talking, like, things that are dangerous, things that would cause harm to her people. You know, it's like, oh, we've rediscovered this thing, but now the Chantry is going to murder us all brutally. Like, leave that in the past. We don't need it. We can make something new. We can make something better. But that doesn't mean she wants her entire history erased off the face of the planet. Like, she values the future, but not at the expense of the past. She just focuses more on the future. She's not saying wipe everything away. If there's stuff to be learned, let's learn from it. But let's not have it become an obsession. I hope I'm making sense right now. I really do. Excuse me. Song to Falon Din. The people swore their lives to Falon Din, who mastered the dark that lies, whose shadows hunger, whose faithful sing, whose wings of death surround him thick as night. Leth Navir, Master Scryer, be our guide, through shapeless worlds and airless skies. Song to Falon Din, found in the Temple of Mythal, author unknown.
Who is this meant to be?
Falon Din, overseer of funerals and guide to the elven dead. I have heard the Dalish invoke him on their deathbed, or before quests from which they expect no return.
My clan's hunters asked for his blessing when we fought bandits. Our keeper taught them the prayers.
I do not believe they sing songs about Falon Din's vanity.
Do you know any legends?
It is said Falon Din's appetite for adulation was so great, he began wars to amass more worshippers. The blood of those who wouldn't bow low filled lakes as wide as oceans. Mythal rallied the gods once the shadow of Falon Din's hunger stretched across her own people. It was almost too late. Falon Din only surrendered when his brethren bloodied him in his own temple.
My clan never told a story like that about Falon Din.
The further the Dalish spread, the further their stories branch and grow. Never mistake them for arbiters of true elven culture.
To be honest, I don't think Aenor would have. I think Aenor, she knows that stories tend to, you know, develop on their own if you have multiple tellers. You know, what is the real story of the Elven, you know, and the fall of the Dales? Well, Aenor's opinion is we'll probably never know because there are just too many conflicting opinions and there weren't many people who were there. Like, if it's not something that was around at the time, then she'll take it with a pinch of salt. So I don't think she'd be overly offended by Solus saying, like, oh, never mistake the Dalish for arbiters of true elven culture out like that. Elven god Andruil. One day, Andruil grew tired of hunting mortal men and beasts. She began stalking the Forgotten Ones, wicked things that thrive in the abyss. Yet even a god should not linger there, and each time she entered the void, Andruil suffered longer and longer periods of madness after returning. Andruil put on armour made of the void, and all but forgot her true face. She made weapons of darkness, and plague ate her lands. She howled things meant to be forgotten, and the other gods became fearful Andruil would hunt them in turn. So Mythal spread rumours of a monstrous creature and took the form of a great serpent, waiting for Andruil at the base of a mountain. When Andruil came, Mythal sprang on the hunter. They fought for 3 days and nights, Andruil slashing deep gouges in the serpent's hide. But Mythal's magic sapped Andruil's strength and stole her knowledge of how to find the void. After this, the great hunter could never make her way back to the abyss, and peace returned. Translated from ancient Elven, found in the Arbor Wilds, source unverified.
What's this?
I believe we are in the presence of the elven goddess Ondrul, Lady of the Hunt.
Or a goddess of sacrifice, according to some.
Truly? I wonder if that is why Ondrul's patron animal is the hare. 'Tis said the Dalish invoke her before a chase, especially if they happen to be stalking humans.
My clan avoided human settlements. Never mind raiding them.
A sound tactic, if one has room to maneuver out of harm's way. Other Dalish clans do not keep so scrupulously hidden.
I think her clan avoided settlements, but that isn't necessarily to say the people avoided settlements. Like sending in like a small party, you know, to a town or a village into Wycombe, because we know that Clan Llewellyn has very close ties with Wycombe. That's where Aenor's mother came from. And let's start with the ones on the bottom floor. I think that's sound. Yeah, I think maybe they'd send like a small party in to sell, you know, leathers and buy things that the clan needed. But I think the clan as a whole, I think they probably avoided getting too close to human settlements. Just making sure there's nothing on the walls for me to ding. No? Okay. Alrighty then, let's see. What does this one look like? It doesn't look too complicated. But that could be a trick. Actually, you know what? Morrigan, anything else to say?
Yes?
Aha!
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
It may have served as a chamber of reflection. Perhaps to contemplate the righteousness of one's cause. More importantly, I suspect none were permitted beyond this area without a priest. Ancient texts claim Mythal passed judgment in the flesh, but 'twas surely the priests who proclaimed rulings here.
Why did the ancient elves insist on so many rites?
We may safely assume one did not petition high priests for Mythal's justice by strolling up and knocking. I see no more insufferable ceremony here than in a chantry.
Nice.
More rituals. What are they for, do you know?
I believe they signify an intent to lay oneself bare, to champion a cause without pity, regret, or shame. Mythal's cult was not fond of vacillation. One approached them with nothing less than complete confidence.
And we have the confidence to know that we can light up things on a floor.
What happened to those who were less sure of themselves?
Legend does not say. Perhaps this place has a more gruesome history than we know.
Oh dear.
I want to discuss the well again.
Oh, I see. An opportunity to use the well may not even arise. I understand this. All I meant to suggest is that, if it does, I be the one to do so. I am willing to accept the consequences.
Yeah, what about your son, madam? Ooh. I know that if we pick the wrong one, the other one will be locked out. You know what? Give me a minute. Give me a minute, because I want all the information that I can. I think if we pick why do you want this power, then we won't be able to ask this one. But again, I just want to check. 1 second. My apologies. Come on, let me see the page, and by page I need my mind palace, clearly, obviously. I always need my mind palace. Fiona was supposed to be fighting that behemoth. Why was she not there? Excuse you. Yeah, we do want to go with this one first. Yeah.
You would pay the price for this, and you don't even know yet what it does.
We know Corypheus seeks the well and believes it valuable. We also know it to be guarded jealously, the last remnant of a culture thought dead and gone. So yes, I would take my chances, if you permit it.
You said you want to preserve old powers. To what end? What will you do with them?
There is a struggle to control the world's future path. Can you not see it? History haunts us, Inquisitor. It seeks to resurface. Corypheus is but the first to arise. For all the evil that was, there is also good. I will fight for it. I must.
I don't think Aenor is so naive that she... Oh yeah, the ancient elves were pure and good and they did nothing shitty out like this. This could be an evil power, for all we know.
How do you know the Well of Sorrows isn't a source of evil? After all, Corypheus seeks it.
A fair point. We cannot know for certain. Yet.
Yeah, you have a kid to take care of. What about Kieran?
What if something happens to you? What about your son?
Kieran is a strong lad. He will thrive, with or without me.
Are you sure of that?
I am sure of precious little these days.
He's 10. He's 10 years old, Morrigan. Oh, I do like Morrigan. And it's interesting to see her after, how do I put it? After, you know, seeing how she was in Origin. It's interesting comparing the two characters. Ooh, hold up. I think I may have already ballsed it, but let me just... I could go... Here's the thing, we... Okay, actually, maybe I haven't. We'll try. There we go.
Indeed. Time to proceed to the next ritual, I should think.
One down. Not quite sure how many to go. Okay, I see a door over there. Mosaic of Junei. The mystery of Junei. Each elven god represents an aspect of their ancient civilization. Each story a metaphor for this aspect. Junei's is least understood. Depictions stretch back to ancient Arlathan, but he appears most seldom of all their deities. Dalish legend says Junei is a god of crafts and building, but the oldest depictions have none of the tools the Dalish associate with him. Junei's role may have changed over time, or simply cannot be understood today. As the elves fell, ancient Tevinter spared little thought to preserving any Dalish culture not convenient or understood. From a treaty on the pagan and heretical customs of the Elven by Senelen Tavernier of the University of Orlais, commissioned by Empress Celine. Really? No information on him? He's the one you don't ask questions about? Aenor, goddamn. I did watch Gilda Thalen's video on what Junei may have potentially represented. She believes he may have been the god of slaves. And obviously by this point the Dalish kind of view the elven gods as these, you know, amazing, you know, mystical people who were peacekeepers and all of that, who would never own slaves, and so the meaning has changed over time. I could believe that. I'm not gonna lie, I could absolutely see that he was actually a god of slaves, and it's just changed over the years. Okay, so we can jump down from here. Got it. I have a feeling that we actually need to. Let's just check anything to loot, anything to ding. Yeah, because we can't get down there. So I think we need to drop down, do this half, do that, come back, and then go around, I think. Let's see. And then down the stairs. Oh, bugger, that's... Oh, no, actually, we can go around. And then, yeah, we haven't ballsed it up. Not quite yet. One sec. Let me just see. Okay, yes, so... Outside. And then we can... step off. Go up and over. And then... yeah, then we can just repeat the pattern. Yeah, it's the same. Bird, don't do that! Don't do that to me, bird. You scared the shit out of me. 1 second, my timer's about to go off. Let's just finish this.
are close. There is but one more path to follow.
Indeed. Now then, let's go find it. And, oh, come on. Around the door, there we go. We'll go find the room, and then I will bring this episode to a close for today. Oh, come on, up we go. Well, that sounds creepy. Lovely. Yeah, here's the final one. So is that... Okay, no, that's nothing to grab. Alrighty then. In the next episode, we complete the final ritual and hopefully we make our way into the temple proper. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.